of getting in the end of July. I guess it's busy. Anyway, I decided on the way home, I'm going to take you to the Story, Wyoming Fish Hatchery. So, we're closer to Sheridan right now than we are Buffalo. And we're going to be driving up to the base of the foothills here, which you can see off to the right. And I'm going to pause this for now, and when I get closer I'll put it on, because we're going to climb a hill and then we're going to go into the town of Story. Alright, I'll be back with you shortly. Alright, we're almost to Banner. So on my left would be the Interstate 90. So we're kind of in between here. And Story is a really beautiful little town. I used to work up here at the Wagon Box restaurant. So that's Banner. That's all Banner is. And it's really pretty here. So we're climbing up the hill here to go to Story. And this is not fun in the winter. When I worked over here years ago, I lived in Sheridan and worked over here and had to drive this in the winter. And I worked at night. Sous chef, and yeah, it was kind of some scary times driving this at night in the winter. Thankfully I had my good old Chevy pickup back then. Still nice and green here, but that's not going to last forever. Not unless we get a lot of rain. It's been a while since I've been to the fish hatchery. There's trout here. Which is right on the foothills in the pines, it won't be so windy. This town is really small. I don't know, we'll see here in a minute what it is. I can't remember. I used to be around 800 people. Now we are in Story. Kind of a cool little town in the pines here. A lot of little houses and cabins all over. Some of them don't look nice, and some are really beautiful homes. There we are. We're at 900 people now. Used to be 2 restaurants, big ones here. One was the Wagon Box Inn, and the other one was called the Lador. Both had good food. The Wagon Box is kind of historical, because not far from here, when we go out, there's Fort Phil Kearny. motorcycles. We used to come up here and there's a trail that's super rough and we'd ride our motorcycles back in 20 miles to the base of Clouds Peak. There's a bunch of man-made reservoirs back there and we used to go hiking and fishing. The motorcycle trip was interesting in itself. Rocky, and we'd camp. And there's the school. We're almost to the hatchery. In Buffalo and Sheridan. When I left Buffalo, it was 88, about the same in Sheridan. And I'm not sure what kind of trout they're doing anymore. It used to totally be golden trout. Really concentrated on the golden trout, spawning them, and it's actually for restocking lakes and creeks in Wyoming. We have a couple fish hatcheries through the state. Lots of roads that run through here and there, but they just go to people's homes. Now we should be coming up here soon. Something a little different today. So all the pine trees you see here are mostly ponderosa. Tell we're right at the foot of the mountains. That's where we used to stop and go park our vehicles with the motorcycles in them and go on the trail up above there. Fix that up a little bit. Alright, we are at the fish hatchery. Looks like we might have a group of people here, which is alright. I don't think there's a bunch of people here today. Place to park in the shade. Let's see what it is. Yeah, we'll park over here. I guess we're ready to go on this, so I got to get a drink of water. So they got quite a few buildings. They have the trout. They got big concrete runs. You'll see when I get in here. There was a big pond back here with some big trout in it. And I brought a couple quarters, so hopefully you're able to feed them yet. Let's see what happens. Yeah. All right. I don't know if you guys can see in there. But let's go take some look at some of these other. So they still are doing golden trout. I think I missed the building where they have the little museum thing. You guys see those or not? Big trout in there. Noisy. Not running anything in those. I hope the big pond is here with the big trout. Here we go, visitor center. Take you in there. Pause if you want to read that. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Oh, I like Yellowstone cutthroat. So they have a thing here called the Grand Slam Cut Slam. Always wanted to do it. Here they are. I'll zoom in on that. If you want to read it, you can. I'll go over here a minute. I'll sign the guest book. Oops. And some other buffalo people. Here's the guest book. Now you know my name. See if I can do this without. There we go. Live cam of the. Here we go. I love Goldens. They're good eating. So let's continue on and see what else we can find. Because this has changed since I've been here last. Oh yeah, they still have the pond where you can feed them. Awesome. It's right over there where everybody's at. I'll hit pause while I walk over there and be right back with you. Here we go. Alright, this is how the hatchery works. Brooding building. Let's walk back to the car. But if you're in this area, totally worth visiting the hatchery. There's some big lake trout in that pond. Oof. So this is all fed by Piney Creek off the mountain. You can't go in and see the Goldens. Unfortunately, I think they're trying to keep people out of there for the health of the fish. Well, let's see if we can see in here. We have brook trout in here. Love brookies. Whoa, sorry guys, hold on. Let me zoom out. That's inside the brooding area. All right. Says there's brook trout in there. That's cool. Beautiful grounds here. Yeah, if you come here, make sure you bring a lot of quarters if you want to feed those big boys. I call them boys, but they're probably a little everything, male and female. So those trout you've seen in there are probably, I'd average them at 6 to 8 pounds. I wouldn't mind catching one of those on a fly rod. But yeah, we're done now with the tour of the fish hatchery. I'm going to take a short video, drive out of here because it is kind of pretty out. And we have very nice picnic areas over here. It's not far off the interstate, off of I-90 west or east. So if you have a chance, come and see the fish hatchery. There's one in Tinsley, Wyoming, and there's also one over by Sundance, Wyoming. And I think there's 2 more in the state, but I can't remember where exactly. This one just happens to be 10 miles from my house, so. All right, wouldn't you like to live there? Caretaker? Yeah, it'd be an awesome job.